I think that you will find, just as I have with the interaction that we had, the man that's taking over our program is not just a great man. You know, he's also a very good coach. He understands what it takes to be successful. He's been successful at other places, and we're fully confident in him and the decisions that he's making to shape us into where we want to be very soon again, right? And that's what everybody in this room wants. That's why we have so many people here, because we want to be great again. We have the kids, we have the support, and we have the coach. So I'm going to let Coach come up here, say some words, let him get to know you. This kind of thing will last about 20 or 30 minutes, and then we'll get into the business portion of the meeting, okay? Thank you, everyone. Justin Rogers.
Thank you so much, everybody. Everybody can hear good. I'll go with the mic just to make sure everybody can hear me really good. I can get loud, so I'm trying to keep it down a little bit, so in case I get animated up. But a little bit about me. I'm from Greenville. We kind of gauge in the room, see who all I've already met. But I'm from Alabama originally. Greenville, Alabama is where I'm from. Mom and dad still live there. Grew up on a farm and learned a lot of work ethic and values that still stay with me from that time there, growing up there. I went to Troy University, Troy State, you know, when we were there. Still got to say that because it's kind of new saying Troy to people, but Troy State. Graduated from there and then kind of knew I've got an older sister. It's just me and Penny. And I've got an older sister, and she had already came to Georgia and was working in Georgia in education. She's a principal up in Columbus. And she kind of guided me, you know, like, hey, this is what you're going to do long term, get into coaching, get into education. Georgia's probably a better fit, you know. But Georgia's got a lot more opportunities, school systems, things like that than Alabama. So even though we had a couple offers there in Alabama to start my coaching career, we decided to go ahead and start in Georgia. And it was a really good move, all right, for me to do that. So in 2002, I come over to Georgia. I work over at Harris County High School. All right, so I'm at Harris County High School, Low 2, and we were not very good. Okay, we were not very good at all. We were the too tight double wing my first year there. If y'all know anything about that offense, we could have played the games in the gym. All right, and you don't spread it out, it's pretty tight. But worked there in 2002. I had the opportunity to work for a great man. He's passed away, had an unfortunate heart attack at a young age, Tommy Parks. And Tommy, I owe so much to the opportunities that he gave me to grow from a freshman coach to a position coach. So eventually I was the quarterbacks coach there. And we had some tough games and some good games with Thomas County Central over those years. And so I remember that was kind of my first experience. So I want to tell that part because that's where I got to see the tradition and the greatness of Thomas County Central football during those times at Harris, coming down here, having games with you guys, and just seeing the atmosphere. And really, you guys were one of the first schools that really experienced South Georgia football for me, right, at that age of my life. And so I leave there and I go to Griffin in 2010, had an opportunity to go to Griffin. And Coach DeVorsney, who's over at Cairo now, actually, it's kind of funny, he's right here next door, all right, hired me to come on as a quarterback coach and OC there. And it was time for me to kind of elevate, take that next step if I wanted to do football. I will throw this in there. It's pretty neat if you've looked at it. I was actually a basketball coach as well. I was the head boys basketball coach at Harris County and Griffin. I love basketball. Most people see me and think baseball, but I actually really enjoyed basketball, the fast pace of it. But after that first year at Griffin, I really wanted to focus at football. Just football, it's different. It just felt different. The camaraderie that you have with the coaches and the players, the bond that you build with the community, you know, it's different. And y'all know that. And so I focused on that, became the OC there, and good Lord blessed us with a great year in 13. And we're able to win the championship that year. And so some opportunities open for head coaching jobs. I had looked at an opportunity the year before, but I'll tell you right now, the old Garth Brooks song is so true. Thank God for unanswered prayers, right? How many times can you look back in your life and see doors were shut that you thought you wanted open, that you just later look back and realize, man, my whole life could have been different, right? And I can remember that. But the good Lord placed me in Jones County, and I'm very glad He did. it. It was a good situation. It was ripe on the vine. There was a team that didn't have a lot of success. So we had great administration that wanted to be good at football, and they wanted to be good and made a commitment to it. And we had some really good coaches. I come in on staff, had some really good players, and had some good success. And was able to kind of flip that program around in 5 years and have success. And then the good Lord graced me with the opportunity to be the head coach of Colbert County. And that was a different animal altogether, but it was an unbelievable experience. It really was. We won a lot of big games against some good teams, came up short in some games, but I'm telling you, those 3 years have been three of the best years of my life as far as growth as a coach. The growth that I've made has been substantial during that time. What do they say? Heat applied creates that galvanized feel, and that's what that did with some of our principles and thoughts. And so when this job came open, it was a no-brainer for me. Like, I wanted them to know. I can remember calling Philip, like, hey man, I really need this to get out, man. But I'm telling you, I am interested in this job. It's a great job. Because I remember it back when I was at Harris. I told the story when I was at Jones. It's a true story. That when it came open, was it 5-6 years ago, I was close to throw my name in the ring. Because we were having success at Jones, and I knew how good this job was, but me and my wife, and she'll be here in a minute, she was coming. My little boy Cooper's here. We actually just looked at a house. We got to find a house to move into. And so the real estate agent said he had another one to show. I said, well, baby, you go see that. You could hear later on, so I'll let him do service when she gets here. But my sidekick said he's hanging with me. Cooper was. And so we thought about applying, but just loved where we was at Jones and decided not to. And I remember telling my coaches that I'm telling you now, Thomas County Central will be my dream job. It's just a great location. It's great people. It's a great fan base. And so fast forward, this job comes open. I apply for it. Good Lord grace for me the opportunity to get offered the job, and I'm so gracious for that opportunity. And it wasn't no hesitation. Yes, I want to be here. And I got text, and I showed the text. All right, let's say the planters saw it, the players saw it. I showed the players the text. My former receiver coach, Chance Scott, texted me on the day it announced, congratulations, sliding into your dream job. My DC that's now at Westside, Mike Malcolm, and I tell you those names because you can go ask them if you know them, they'll tell you that. He texted me, congrats, I believe you once told me that was your dream job. That's a true story now. Hey man, I'm getting a little chills thinking about it right now. That's a true story. Good Lord does things. And so I am unbelievably honored and happy to be here. I want to share with you a little bit. He said 20 minutes. I'll try to do 25, maybe 30. I'm just kidding. I can talk now. But what I want to do is I want to share some things about me. But I felt like you always got to look backwards first, don't you? You got to look at the past and how you got somewhere first. So I wanted to share that with the room, a little bit more about me and who I am. But now I want to share about kind of where we're at now and where we want to go, right? The first thing I want to tell you is the same thing I told the players on the first day, same thing we talked, and this was the first day before Christmas when I met them, and the same thing I told them today. This is not a rebuild, okay? This is a return. This place has been built, all right? This place won 5 state titles, 12 region championships. This ain't no Mickey Mouse organization here, boys. So we ain't building something, we just returning to the glory that it had. I said, that program I just came from can't say what you can say. 5 state titles, 12 regions. They can't say that. So this is a real deal program, and I think, unfortunately, some of our youth have forgot that. And so we've got to remind, just like I wanted to tell you the past for me, we got to be willing to look back at that so they understand what the expectation and what can be achieved at this great school can be. So our whole thing that we talk about right there is return. We're going to return and get it back. Then saying that, I want to talk about the process that we do it. How are we going to go about doing that, right? So if that's the destination, if that's the goal, that's the return, how do we plan on doing that? What's our process? And you always hear that term process all the time, don't you, nowadays, right? Saban kind of made it famous with the process, and now all his disciples and Jimbo and Kirby and all them, the process, the process, the process. And I'm a big believer in the process, but I also understand, and my new principal, my English man, he knows you got to define things, right? You got to explain things, all right? The language that you use. So we have to explain what the process is. And the process is simply complete focus on the things that we can control, keep complete focus on us and what we can control in order to attain the things we can't control. Isn't that it? Complete focus on us and what we can control in order to attain the things that we can't control. I can't control winning necessarily. There's a lot of things that can happen. I can't control the other team. I don't know what play they're going to run, what defense they're going to run, what kind of players they got, where they're going to go. I can't control, but I can control the preparation that we have. I can control my daily behaviors, the way I prepare my body and the way I go to sleep, the way I do things there. I can control, but I can't control these others. But if I control me, then I will attain the things that I can't control. All right, process. And those kids need to understand that and understand how this stuff applies to winning football, yes, but winning life too. But they got to understand that scoreboard's up right now. It's up there for a reason. They're going to plug that thing in because they want to see who's going to get more points. So we got to know that and understand and accept that. And the only way to affect that scoreboard is affecting us and the things we control. So that's our process. I just got to go through. So we got to focus on the things we can control, but in saying that, we also got to have core values. We got to have intangibles that we're unwilling to waver on, right? Like if you can't be one of these things, then you can't be a jacket. Period is that. All right? We'll have some gray area in our life, but there's got to be some things you're just going to stand on the fence post for and say, we ain't doing it. And so we got 4 of those. We got 4 core values that our kids will be able to recite. They'll be able to know the definitions, understand what they mean, and live it. The first one, well, I'm going to go through all 4 first. Respect, trust, commitment, and sacrifice. Respect, trust, commitment, and sacrifice. Ain't that the key to any relationship? Like if I'm going to have a good marriage, better respect, trust, commit, and sacrifice. If I'm going to be a good father, I better respect, trust, commit, and sacrifice. If I'm going to be a good father, anything in life, any relationship in life has to have those 3 things. The first thing you got to do is respect. Now you got to explain to these kids, and maybe even to some of y'all. Y'all ever heard the story about, people say, he got to earn my respect? You got to earn my respect. That's the biggest bull crap ever. I don't know who's going to walk in these doors next. Might be my wife. She thinks she'll got my respect. But I don't know who's going to walk in these doors. But I'm going to respect them when they walk in the doors because they're a human being. I'm going to respect them because of who I am, not who they are. They get my respect because of who I am. And I may respect some people more, right? Some people may earn a higher level of respect, but everyone gets respect. Because I recognize what they can offer to the table. Everybody can contribute something. So just from walking in, you got my respect. And I will give you respect. Now trust. Yeah, we got to do a little learning there. Trust a little different now. Next time I walk in that door, I might not trust him now. I might not trust who walks in. Alright? Trust is that currency that's earned in drops and lost in buckets, right? And so we have to understand trust and how fragile trust is. So I got to earn that. I'm going to freely give respect. Now, how do I get more trust and more respect? If I want more trust and more respect, it's built on the back, more commitment and more sacrifice. The more committed I am to a task, to a group, to an organization, the more I'm willing to sacrifice. And sacrifice is basically the definition of love. We throw love out there all the time, right? I love you, I love this, I love my brother, we're a family. Well, what does love mean? They grow up in all kinds of different families. I grew up in a different family than you grew up in. We may have done things different, right? And so when you hear love, a lot of times you think of hugs and kisses and holding hands and all that, but that's just affection. That's just people use that to display that I might love someone, but that ain't love. That's just signs of I love someone. Love equals sacrifice. If you love someone, you'll sacrifice for them. If you love people, you'll give of yourself for them. Now, I used the analogy today. I was talking the same principle to them, and I actually used my big man Gabe, And I said, Gabe, let me ask you something, big man. I said, somebody brought me in your house at 3 a.m. Grabbed your mom. I said, what would you do? You already know, Gabe. Go. I put my hands on that man. I said, ain't no doubt. I said, you put your hands on that joker, you do anything you could to kill that joker. You came in there, you get after. Now, you don't even know that dude. You don't know him, you never met him, so it can't be because you hate him. Can't be because of something you don't know about him. I said, why would you do that? I love my mom. See, doggone right. Love ain't weak, boys. Love strong. And when you love something and you love each other, you'll give more of yourself for that thing. It's strong. But our society makes love such a weak word. I mean, really, it's a strong, hard word. The things we do for love. Right? And so they got to understand how that, and again, love is just another word for sacrifice, how that respect, trust, commitment, and sacrifice goes. And there ain't nothing they do in this program I can tie back to one of them four things. Show up late, you don't respect us, I can't trust you, you ain't committed, you won't sacrifice. You don't do your job, make a bust on the coverage, can't trust you, you ain't committed, you don't know what you're doing. Hey, I can do it in your life too now, but we won't go there. But you can break it down, and that's why I think there's so good principles that you can tie to. And so that's our core values. But in saying our core values, we do want to have a rallying cry. We want to have a mantra that we live behind. A mantra that kind of helps and guides us. Because while those are great core principles to live your life by, and standards and pillars, we all like a little rah-rah, a little something to kind of get behind. And so I actually got away from it for a couple of years in the past 2 years because I felt like I needed to, but I'm coming back to it. I've done this slogan all the way back since 2010. When I showed the boys the championship ring inside of it in 2013, it has these very words. Correct? Yep. All right? So he knows. So again, I say all that because I don't want you ever to think I'm bluff. Right? I don't want to come up here and be like, hey, I read this thing yesterday. I think it'd be cool. All right? These are things that I live and I believe in. And I live my own life. Can't be a t-shirt, can't be a slogan. Anybody can do that, right? I can go to Office Max, go get something printed and clap it on the wall right here in just a minute. It ain't going to change it. But our thing will change it. It can help you, it'll help our kids, it's definitely helped me. And that's win today. Win today. Now we talk about win today, and it sounds all fancy, win today, and as soon as I said win today, some of you football guys thought about Chip Kelly at Oregon, right? Which is where it originated, and kind of where I got it. I think Kirby's kind of changing it to attack today, right? Which is the same message. But what does it mean to win today? Win today simply means you just got to do it for a day. You got to be your best for a day. Just today. That's it. That's it. I don't have to be great for a week. I don't have to be great for a month. I don't have to be great for a year. And that's a lot of things that get our kids all messed up. They come up here and they're like, oh my God, I gotta pay attention in class all year long, and I gotta do all this stuff all year long. No, you don't. You gotta do it for a day. That's it. You gotta do it for one day. And anybody can do something for a day, can't you? We can all do it for a day, can't we? We just got to do it for a day. And that's what it means to win today, to be competitive, to go out there and have the best day you can have, to be productive for the goals and the aspirations that you have set forth in front of you. Now, we've defined all these goals, and I won't go in all those, but we did with the players today, so they understand what our goals are. They're tangible and measurable. You either did it or you didn't. And then our daily behaviors, the things that we do daily in our daily walk, whether we win that day or lose that way, will determine our outcomes of our goals. But we don't have to have a great week. We got to have a great day. I think I had a good day today. I ain't gonna lie, I got a lot done today. I thought it was a good day. But guess what? Today ain't gonna help me none tomorrow. I'm about to get up and do it again. And that's all it is. And we got to build that mindset. Now, the biggest thing we got to build the mindset in our young people, and it's a battle now. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you now, it's changed. Those in education, I got some in the room, know it's kind of poured gas on it in the last 5 years. how fast it's changed for our society. But the thing that we have to fight with this win today and this idea of being successful is our feelings. Because our feelings will mess us up. You're like, dang, Coach, you just talk about love and all that. You talk about feelings are bad. I ain't talking about this kind of feelings. Get in your feelings. When you know you have something you want to do, but you don't feel like doing. And y'all ever have that happen? Like, I know I got to do this, but I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to do this. And that's what I told those kids. The days are coming. You're going to get up. You ain't going to feel like working out. You ain't going to feel like winning the day. You're not going to feel like giving your best. What you going to do? Because you got a choice now. You got a choice. And these feelings are going to try to take everything from you. They're going to try to take every bit of success from you. Because they're going to tell you it's going to feel good if you just don't do it. And it's temporary. And regret's coming and lower the standard of what you can achieve. Because you're going to feel that. I didn't say you were going to feel that way. I never said that. I'm not going to do the positivity. I'm not saying that every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows, because it ain't. I've been trying to get up every morning at 5 a.m. to go run a mile. All right? And that's kind of one of my things I've been doing lately. This morning, 5 o'clock hit. Ain't gonna lie, it's cold outside and the covers smell good. It felt good this morning. I was like, man, I don't feel like it. I was bad. It's cold out there. I'm out in the garage. I might get sick if I go out there. You start coming up, trying to make it sound good, right? And at that moment, I got a choice now. I can let my feelings run me. I can get them feet on the floor, go out there and put them shoes on, get on that treadmill, and do what I said I'm going to do. Now, that's the definition of discipline. Because again, we define everything. That's discipline. I do what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to run it. Get your tail up and run. Now, how many times in your life when that happened, that there was something in your life you didn't want to do, you didn't feel like doing it, God, no, but you did. You made a good choice and you did it. And about halfway through it, boy, you're proud you did. And when you finish it, you're real proud. You knew you battled something. Because the real battle for these kids right now is feelings. And be able to fight through those feelings. The real competitor ain't Cairo, Bainbridge, Thomasville, the region. The competitor is choice. Do you win the choices? Right? That you have to make on a daily basis. Do you choose to be able to do the things necessary? Right? That's the competitor. And are we winning that battle on a daily basis? And again, these are all principles going to help us win a lot of ball games, but it's going to help them understand life too now. All right, so again, we want them to leave our program and it be a positive experience for them. We want them to leave our program and have the tools necessary to chase whatever dreams and goals and aspirations they have for their personal life. Whether that be a college degree, a doctor, a lawyer, maybe it goes to a tech school, become a welder, construction, maybe they go into medical, go into nursing, whatever they want to do. And these same things will do it. But at the same token, these things will help us win football games too. Because again, I'm going to tie back. That scoreboard matters now. All right? And so we have to understand that. And we have to be able to get through that. And so that's very important there. It's very important they understand that. And then the last thing is just understanding how little things add up to big things. Attention to detail, right? We're kind of having to institute that right now to where they understand that just turning the weight where the numbers are straight up and down matter. Okay? And you're like, well, what's that matter? It's going to matter when you squeeze. If you squeeze all the way down and take the air out, it's going to matter if that linebacker scrapes and he fits tight and the quarterback ain't got a room to be able to come across. It's going to matter if that safety's reading 2-1 and knows if he's got to get over the top of number 1 on the fade ball on fade out. It's going to matter when that receiver runs that route at 8 yards, he's supposed to run it at 5 yards, and then the quarterback's got to hold it a little bit longer and he gets bumped and it's incomplete, and it's 3rd and 1. Little things matter. And we got to teach that on the daily behaviors that we do. And so we have to find and hold accountable all the aspects in our program. And so that's a little bit about my beliefs. Those are the things we will do. And it does. And again, there's not going to be a lot of rules per se, but there's going to be a lot of standards. And it don't matter who you are, you're going to uphold the standard. Because it's going to help us be able to get this thing and return it to the expectations and glory that this school deserves. And so that's what we want to do. I want to open it up to Q&A. All right, real quick, but before I do that, I do want to introduce my wife. She snuck in on us. And so my wife's in the back. My little girl, Jamie Kate, is back there. And I'm telling you, I'm so good, I even got my mama-in-law here. All right? And so, and my mother-in-law is here too, helping out with the kids. We had to go to work and had to have someone keep them before they go back to school. And so blessed to have a great family structure. And my wife is unbelievably supportive. And we are a package deal, no doubt. Any success that we've had, we've been together since Griffin. Any success that we've had has been a direct result of her, and I just didn't mess it up. And so we're happy there. Now, I've done a lot of Q&As at some interesting places, had some interesting questions that have come up in my Q&As, so I do not want you to disappoint now. Okay? I won't disappoint. All right, I'm going to tell you real quick while you think of some questions. I was at a church breakfast one time. True story. I was at a church breakfast. All right, men's breakfast. Speaking at a men's breakfast, and if you have men's breakfasts, I'd love to speak at yours. And I'm speaking, and I always open up for Q&A because it's awesome. You know, it's fun. You never know what you get. This guy asked me in a Baptist church, Coach, I want to know what your halftime adjustments are and your process of what you go through before you come back out for half. I'm like, man, I'm in a church. Y'all are serious about some ball up in here. So I went on to the answer. Well, we're going to come in, the players are going to go here, the coaches go here, we discuss this, then we come in. I went through it. He wanted to know, we just tell him. And so that's what I say. You're not going to ask anyone any question that answer. Who's got a question? We make football hard. It's a math problem. It's numbers, angles, leverage. All right, that's what it is. It's still a down block, reach block, base block, boys. That's what it is. It's the execute. I tell people all the time, play calling's overrated, execution's underrated. All right? It really is. They all plays work. It's the execution. That's what we tell the kids. Guys, I ain't nobody. He might call plays. It's easy. Play calling's overrated, execution's underrated. It's the how we execute, the how, right? It ain't what you do, it's how you do it, right? If you cut grass, it ain't what you do, all right? How you cut that grass, and if you cut it well, they're going to hire you back. You know, it's life. All right, what else you got for me? These are simple.
Coach, this year, our personal fouls tend to be a little bit worse than they've been previously. What's your philosophy on personal fouls? Do you pull the players off for a play? Do you tend to let them play? What do you think?
Well, I can't really answer that. That is a great area in the fact of how do you handle it when it happens. There's a lot of info that goes into that, to how did it happen, right? You know what I mean? So I don't want a blanket statement and say, if you do this, you're coming off the field. But I will say this. What we have is a plan to win, okay? Every Sunday, I'll present the plan to win, okay? And it's a pyramid is what it is. The foundation of the plan to win is don't beat yourself. Pretty simple, right? If you want to win, just don't beat yourself, right? That's the foundation. Then after we get through the foundation, we have different things, body blows, protect the quarterback, win the situations, and win explosive plays. But the foundation is don't beat yourselves. Well, the two things that we measure there, and I chart all of this, all right, and it's in a presentation that they will receive, all right, and I present it in a PowerPoint. Don't beat yourselves. First thing we're going to do is turnovers, right? Don't turn the ball over. Right? Who turned the ball over more? Because that's beating yourself. But the next thing we do is pre and post snap penalties. Pre and post snap penalties. Look, I can deal with a holding call every now and then. I can deal with a face mask, right? I can deal with a pass interference. If you play hard enough, those things don't happen. Okay? It is what it is. A pre-snap penalty, false start, illegal procedure, right? Not enough guys on the line of scrimmage. Okay, that's mental. That ain't got a dadgum thing to do with anything. A post-snap penalty, you lost your composure. Right? You lost your emotions. It's post-snap. It dang sure had nothing to do with playing hard. You just dadgum did something stupid. So either way, pre or post, because I put them in the same category, they're just as bad, false start or personal foul. Put on a lot more yards though. Pre and post, you can't have them. When you're having a lot of pre and post, then we got problems. And then so Sunday, we'll announce those pre or post, and then we go out on Sunday for practice, because we do a light little practice on Sunday, a little small one. We'll do some reminders for that. All right, wise man, my daddy taught me one time, pain provokes thought. You know, worked for me. And so, understand, pain provokes thought. Sometimes we have to be uncomfortable to recognize the errors of our ways. Some of the best lessons we learn is when we screw up. And so that's how we address it. But all that's measured in our plan to win, which at a later date I can go into the whole thing. It's a pretty cumbersome product, but it really will tell the season of why you won games or why you lost them, you know, within that period of the plan. All right, what you got next?
What type of defense will you run?
Defense, we're going to base out an odd defense. I just think you need to, but we've got to be able to go to even too. Okay, but I don't want to be even that goes to odd, if that makes sense. Even though you're like, coach, you're saying the same thing. I am, but I'm not. All right, so you want to be based out of a nose odd defense. It's just so much more you can do. I know from an offense perspective, I don't enjoy that, right? I just don't. And the next thing is return to the one high safety. That's what you're seeing in football now, the return to the one high safety. Us RPO guys have been loving these two high deals. All right, they've been fun. That's why odds come back. Because if you're trying to go 4 down, 2 high, you ain't got enough to cover the 5 underneath zones. You ain't got the 3 guys left to cover the underneath zones. You're going to be short. That's why the RPO people have been having so much fun with that, right? And then so now if you go odd, you can get an extra guy in that underneath zone. If you go odd 1 high, which is return to the 1 high safety, Ole Miss ran it this year. I think Iowa State made it famous about 3 years ago doing it. Ole Miss is running now. Arkansas ran it this year for the first time. That little 3 high deal out of the odd front. It's a great defense. So we'll have that package too. But again, we want to get in the odd, but again, we want to be attacking and bringing 4, 5, and occasionally 6-man pressures also.
What coach is running with that defense?
Hey, that's a great question, and I hope to answer that question by next week. And so I'm close. I about got it to the finish line right now on the guy that we want to hire for that. He'll be an awesome hire, and he's supposed to let me just know something about tomorrow, Thursday. So out of respect there, I can't say it.
I know it's early in the game, but in reference to that, I mean, have you been able to bring some of your key coaches in?
Yeah, good question there too. And I really expected that question to come up a lot sooner than it did.
Well, I'm waiting till somebody else
I know, right? I really thought that one was going to come up a lot earlier. What I can speak, there's a lot that I can't say now that really are done deals, but because of some other things I can't really comment on. But one I will say is our OC Untitled and quarterback coach, Joe Thornton. He'll be here. He starts tomorrow. He was with me at Colquitt. He's retired from Enterprise. He had coached there. He was big, if you know the Tony Franklin stuff. He used to travel around, do all the camps there and stuff like that. He is the best. I coached quarterbacks my whole life. All the way from 2007 up until he came in 19, but I still coached him 20. And after I coached him with him for 1 year, and he's coaching, doing it with me, I was, man, you got to have it. You're good. And he's good. So he'll coach our quarterbacks and develop those guys and start the process. We'll start even with the young ages. At Colquitt, we would start in March, and we'll do it here. We'll have a young quarterback camp where we do it once a week with 5th grade up and go ahead and start identifying who these people are in each grade so we can work with them, and Joe will head that up. So he's definitely coming. Our O-line guy is pretty much a done deal. Just can't comment on who it is out of respect there, but a done deal. DC's close, and then he'll bring in a guy. Because if you're going to hire DC, he needs to bring in a guy in his foxhole, right? And so we'll let him have some ownership on a guy there with him too. But we are keeping quite a few guys on staff, but obviously there will be some change too. You know, there will be a change too. There's quite a few that I feel like will be a good fit, and I can't really comment a lot on that because I'm still going through that process as well, because based on other moves, it could affect the fit, right, on other things. So you're right, we're real early on it. I really hope this thing is completed pretty close, 100%, at least 90%, the entire staff by the end of January. So that way, you know what I mean? So that way everybody knows, because we need it that way, because it's coming, you know, and we got to get ahead of this thing in systems and teaching.
Yeah.
Coach, where are we on classification?
I got to talk about that. What is next week?
Monday.
Monday, yeah. So Monday, we go and find out what they say, and then we'll live whatever the verdict is, up or down. But let's just say, we don't win it, right? I ain't been real good with GHSA. Maybe I ain't won a whole lot in my life. My wife can tell you that for sure. And so if you stay in 6A, all right, and so you move from 4 to 6, and you're in 6A for 2 years, because again, nobody knew this multiplier was coming, right? This thing just came out of nowhere times 3, and who was the little innocent bystander that got struck by it, right? They promised you they didn't think they were getting TCC by doing this thing, right? And so we got called, so we stayed in 6A. Is that really a death sentence? I mean, 6A ain't no big bad wolf as far as the whole state. One of the toughest teams in 6A is going to be in your region league. And really, your best teams are going to be in the region. In 6A, if you look at all the 6A teams, and again, who are they? Northside, Houston County, Veterans, TIP. Last time I checked, Thomas County played these boys pretty good for a lot of years. Let's don't act like they just some juggernaut that we can't get through now. But we'd like it for it too now, don't get me wrong. But again, I don't want to sell it because I think that's, you got to be careful there, man, because you get that narrative out. These kids listening now, they watching. And now they think this, I've already told this whole story. It's like, who are they? It ain't no big bad wolf. It ain't nothing. Go look at the records. Thomas County Central versus those teams. So who's won more? All right, and so that's why I say we'll find out Monday. Hopefully it goes our way, but if it doesn't, so what, man?
Move on.
All right, move on. So what, now what, right? And so you move on and you go forward. So we'll know a lot more next week. If you want to find out, I think you can check the vent. They'll tell you everything. Who else? Is that it?
Your spread offense. If we're first to go on the 2, we have a goal line package?
Yeah, good question, man. I like it. I guess, yes, I do. He's a great fan base, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, you got to have short yardage packages, right? Because there's going to be times in the game, and that's part of the plan, the pyramid to win. All right, plan the pyramid to win is called body blows. Can you run the ball when they know you're going to run the ball? You know what I mean? Y'all know I'm about to run it. I know I'm about to run it. He knows I'm about to run it. Can we body blow this thing in to get a 3rd and 1 to 2? Can we bang it in the goal line when we get a 1st and goal? Heck, I got 3 tries. Bang this thing in there and make them like it. So we'll do some wildcat, but it ain't really wild. We're going to snap to a big old boy. And be able to power that thing in there, we'll do it again. Because we're 12, you kind of carry something, right? Because you get in 12 personnel so much. But I've always been big. If you watch us over the years at Concord, we're going to snap it to a bigger body, linebacker type deal, bring in 3 extra linemen, and we're going to put them all right there. Now, we're going to tell you how we're going right here, and I'm going to practice it year round, and I'm going to execute it better than you can stop it, and it's going to get 2 yards. Now, if it's 3 yards, and I tell my team this, if I ask you to get 3, that's on me. That means we got 2 tries. But you better get 2. We'll run into a tornado and get 2. And that's the mindset there. But you can't ask them to do more than that. You can't go out there on 3 and say, get it. Because you might not. Because it's designed to get 2 hard ones when you need it. And it don't matter what they do. And so we'll have a short package of about 3 plays is all it is. But it's hard nosed, best 11. And I always tell mine, if you ain't on that, you ought to be insulted. Man, I'm telling you something, you ain't on that. All right, and that's where you want to be. So yeah, you got to carry something like that. Football demands that you have a package play.
Coach, of course, downtown had a lot of success this past year. What are we going to do to compete on the field with them and off the field with them? Because that has
this dude been paying attention. All right, what's the definition of the process? Control the things I can control in order to attain the things I can't control. Goal number 2. Goal number 1 is win the open. Kids can tell you this. Goal number 1, win the open. Can't go 2-0, let's go 1-0. That's always been my goal. Win the first one. Now, goal number 2, win the city championship. All right? Beat them boys. I can't worry about what they got, what they do, or how they do it, and I won't. But I handle my business correctly. I think everybody in this room like results. And so that's got to be the focus. We got to quit looking over the neighbor's yard and what they got and just start worrying about what we got and what we do and how we behave. And so that's it. I'm going to need you to take some notes now, man. Come on.
Is there we've been very successful with our middle school program.
over the years. It just seems like when they get to the high school, we kind of fall off.
We don't want that to happen anymore. We want to change that.
What's the plan? Is there a plan for the middle school also?
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt a plan there, and we'll reach into that. I got some real big plans, and I kind of put out a feeler there, but out of respect to my employer, my boss, I don't really want to mention that now, but I do got some ideas that I think could be good. That some of the bigger programs in our area is maybe doing to be able to get. It's a numbers game, all right? It's a numbers game. We want more players at 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade enjoying football, playing football, having success. But again, let me ask you this though, real quick, all right? Because this is a good question. Now, this is a good question. How do you define if the 7th grade team had a successful season? If they were successful and they had a good year, how do you define it for that coach? I know. You've been listening. All right. How many do they retain? How many 7th grade players play 8th grade football? I'll tell you in a year how good a coach you are. Mr. 8th grade coach, how many of them 8th grade football played 9th grade football at Thomas County Central because they were coached by you? I'll tell you how good a coach you are in a year. Mr. 9th grade football, I'll tell you in a year how good a coach you are. If winning is the only goal at 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, we're going to have some problems. Because the numbers are going to go so down, you're going to graduate classes of about 12 people. You're either a senior class of 12 to 18 and you're going to get beat. Ain't like, but our middle school was good. But they ain't playing no more. You're playing Ironman football. You need to be graduating about 26 every year with the occasional 33. The way you do that is 6th graders play 7th, 7th plays 8, retention. So that's got to be one of our deals, is understanding that is the true purpose. And yes, we want to win, but we got to keep kids in the program so they can get to 10th grade football and help us. 9th graders playing at varsity is an anomaly. Okay, it happens. It's got to be the exception, not the rule. Okay. What's next? Man, I got an answer for all these.
You mentioned Sunday practices in season.
Yep.
You a fan of morning practices? What's your
Out on Sunday.
in your in season?
No,
Thursday.
Yeah, we won't do that. Typical work week for me will be Sunday. Like I say, Sunday I'll get up, I'll go to church, and we'll usually hit an early church service. Most churches have it now, so we'll do that so I can be in the office. Coaches will come in at 1:45. I'll meet with the defensive staff. 2 o'clock I'll meet with the staff. 2:15 I'll meet with the offensive staff. At 2:30 the special team players start coming in. All right, and so you'll have different special teams come in at 2:30, 2:40, 2:50. All right, for the different meetings to make the corrections of those. At 3 o'clock we have a team meeting. Okay, at 3 o'clock I'll go over the plan to win, what we did good, what we did bad. I'll announce the players of the week. All right, and then I'll talk about the logistics of the week coming up. All right, we have what JV game, what freshman game, what varsity game is, home or away. I'll just talk about logistics a little bit there. I usually get that done in about 10, 12 minutes. It ain't as long as you want to. Sometimes it takes me 15 minutes. At 3:15 we'll separate. Offense will go to lift, defense will go to film, then the next week that'll rotate. So they rotate every week. Who has to lift first? Lifting on Sunday is our heavy squat day. All right, we'll get our heavy squat day in on Sunday, really get that soreness out of those legs, get it moving, and plus it's good to go ahead and get that heavy squat. Again, we are not maintaining during the season lifting. Do you want to be your strongest football team in August or in November and December when we're playing a championship? Ain't no maintaining it. You're either getting stronger or you're getting weaker. There's no staying the same. Okay, there's nothing about that that's physiological in there. You're either getting stronger or weaker. Okay, 1 to 2. We're going to get stronger during the season. We're going to bench, squat, and clean more in November than we did in August when we didn't do it right. Because that's when playoff football happens. I'm sorry I got on the soapbox there. But 3:15 to 4:15, they're going to lift. It's about 3:15 to 4. It's about a 45-minute lift. Then we're going to rotate. And then we'll do the same thing from 4 to 5. Then we'll take the field for a 1-hour practice. This 1-hour practice, I don't care who we're playing. It don't matter. It's going to be about 5 periods of individual and group. There's going to be about 5 periods of just team. 1s on 1s, 2s on 2s. You run your defense, I run my offense. Let's go get it. All right, get used to playing fast at the team speed that the game requires. So we'll do that. We will install punt on that day because it don't matter what you do, I'm going to punt the way I punt, right? And so again, very little film study has to go into punt. You're going to have the rules you have for punt. Tuesdays, we're going to come around on Tuesdays, Tuesday mornings. They're going to come into weights. We're not going to lift. We're going to put the game plan in because now Sunday night, the coaches have finalized kind of open field calls and what our initial plan is to how we're going to do things. So that morning, all right, our kids will come in the morning and we'll put in the game plan, do a walkthrough, install that. We won't meet for long. I tell my coaches we'll never meet in a classroom for more than 20 minutes, tops. I don't know about y'all, but most kids can't pay attention longer than that. Then we're going to get out on the field and just walk through things for the remainder of the game plan. That afternoon, we'll go on the field, we'll be in shells, practice for 2 hours. Come off the field there, feed them, send them home, coaches stay, grade the practice film, finalize third downs and short yardage, right? What are we going to do on third downs and short yardage on Monday nights? We'll leave out late, won't get into that, doesn't matter. Tuesday, lifting. Right, now we're back to lifting, so 3-day lift. So Tuesday we're back to lifting, heavy on Olympic lifts that day, making sure we get our Olympic lifts in on that day. Now after school, and we'll watch film during that class too. So we'll make the corrections, we'll do a 20-minute film of making corrections on practice also. That's all during class time. After school, we got to do a little bit longer walkthrough because we didn't get to do the walkthrough in the morning, right? So we'll have a little bit of walkthrough before practice because, again, we're going to walk through and teach before practice because when we blow that horn for period 1, it's elbows and tails. It's gone, brother. We're practicing now, okay? We're playing at the speed and tempo. We're coaching on the run. I ain't got time to watch you talk, okay? You get your 1 or 2 coaching words in and move on. So we'll do a little bit longer walkthrough on Tuesday to make sure we'll walk through third downs and the short yardage stuff you're talking about because that's the emphasis. And we'll do 2 special teams on that day. We'll only do 1 on Monday. So we'll do 2 special teams on that day. And we'll do specialty every day, the punt, pass, and kick. Wednesday, we won't lift, okay? So Wednesday will be a full walkthrough again, right? Now we'll go through the opening script, the plays we're going to call, the first 9 plays we're going to call the game, go over situational shots, to try to hit that big touchdown pass, things like that, and our walkthrough and our open field calls. That afternoon, we're going to practice for 1.5 hours in shells. All right, shells only for 1.5 hours. Make sure we hit all our special teams within that. But we won't hit it in a big group. I can't stand that, where we come out there and just do 30 minutes of it at the beginning and say we're done. It'll be sprinkled in throughout the practice, just like a game is, so you have sudden change, right? Because that's what special teams is, sudden change. Thursdays, I will go in the middle, because Thursday is mental. Right? Everything Thursday is helmets. It's a mental day. We want to make sure that they understand the calls. They can do the substitution patterns. They can get in and out of things. So that's a mental day. So we'll do that in the mornings. We'll take the field early that morning. I wonder if I've done it at 6. I've done it at 6:15. Kind of depends on the bell schedule, the kind of when we start, whether it's 6 or 6:15 on that. So we can get done. It takes an hour and 15 minutes to do it. And so you go through that bench script there. They come in. They do what I call a feel good lift that day. It'll be a little bit heavy bench, but then everything else is kind of more mobility type movements and things like that on Thursday. Thursday afternoon, we got nothing. That's when our teachers know that that's a great day for study hall, right? Go back, get remediated, do that. And so it's a great opportunity for that. And also, it doesn't interfere with our freshmen and JV. I don't need to be rushed in the afternoon for freshmen and JV because that's their Super Bowl. That Thursday afternoon, that's that kid's Friday night. He deserves respect and get our attention on that day so he can have that. Again, retention, right? I make it important, that Thursday important to him. He knows he's important to me. He's going to stay and play next year too. So I don't want any distractions on Thursday afternoon. And then Friday, that is game day, brother. All right, and this is on like Donkey Kong. And so we go. But that's the week. I can regurgitate to it because I've done it. I mean, it's what I've done. So. Next. Man. Well, I'll tell you, I am unbelievably excited to be here. I do believe with all my heart, and I ain't blowing smoke. I know you believe this, but I'm telling you, it's a sleeping giant. I'm telling you, this place is a sleeping giant ready to come out. The things that the administration is doing, the commitment that I told the kids that today, I said, your administration is making unbelievable commitments for you. Love equals sacrifice. There's sacrifices being made. The commitment's there. There's time. And the players are here. There's good players. All right? There's good players. We just got to make sure that we've got the staff in place, the culture in place, the daily behaviors, right? The daily behaviors in place to return this program back to its glory. I look forward to getting to know all of you. I'm going to ask you to name about 10 or 12 times because I've met a lot of people in 2 weeks. I apologize. You are important. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to learn the players' names. Melissa knows I got a program at home where I'm sitting there just looking through their faces, trying to learn their names now while I sit on the couch. All right? And I'm terrible with names. But I apologize for that. I will learn them. And I'm so excited to be here. And hey, go Jackets. Thank y'all so much. We'll turn over to the business part. I didn't say this. My daddy's a pastor, all right, and so I guess and now, churches adjourn, we have a business meeting afterwards, right? It kind of feels like that now, doesn't